Hi guys and welcome back. In this lecture we are going to discuss about method overloading in Java. So it is one of the fundamentals of object oriented concepts in Java. So let us discuss about method overloading. So what is method overloading? It is a process to having multiple methods with the same name and different set of parameters in a particular class. If you do like that, when we invoke the particular class and methods, you will have the ability to take different forms, so that different forms ability is called as polymorphism in Java. So ability to take different forms is called as polymorphism. And one more thing about is that you can have any different type of return types. It doesn't matter, but the method name should be the same and the parameter set will should be different. If you keep the method name and parameter set same, then it is a duplicate method. So it will throw compilers will throw a error. And this is how this our method overloading is also called as static polymorphism or compile time polymorphism. So what happens is the binding will happen on the compile time. That's why it is called like that. So when we have multiple methods with the same name and different set of parameters, we will invoke them using the object at that time. With compile time only this checking will happen, so that's why it is called as compile time polymorphism. Now let us see some programs based on our method overloading in Java. Now let us see a program based on method overloading in Java. So here I have a class called as printer. In that class, I have two methods which are overloaded methods: print of int I, print of int I, and printing that particular value, and print of string value. So if I have that another method, here you can see in the third method I tried to create was like this. The return type of the method was string and the name of the method was print, and it will take a parameter of integer a. But what happens, this will throw an error like a duplicate method. So we cannot have the same return type. Return type should not be, say, it is independent of the return type. The method name and the signature should be unique, else it will throw duplicate method error. Now let us see the main method of this program to see how I am overloading these methods. So here you can see I am calling the same method but with a different. I created the printer object and calling the same methods but with a different set of parameters. So that's how method overloading is there. Now let us see the output for this program. So here you can see the output. Both the values are getting printed. That's how a method overloading is simple program on method overloading. Now let us see another program on method overloading. Now let us see another program explaining about a method overloading in Java. So method overloading we seen it is by keeping the same name of the method and different types of parameters to the particular method. So here we have created a multiply methods which is overloaded. So first of all for int a b and multiplying the values and putting a system.out.println so that the message will be printed into the console. Next thing is the multiplier of three parameters. So that's how method overloading is done. And again I'm printing out the particular method under the particular method, and another one is a double parameter sets. So it will take the double set of parameters and it will return the particular values. And for one more method of multiply float, it will take the float parameters and it will multiply the float parameters and return the results. This is how method overloading is done. Usually the return types will be different. The parameter set will be different and it will have multiple parameters, and name should of the method should be the same. And let us see the main method of the program to see how I am invoking. So I am calling one by one each method one by one. All the multiply methods I'm calling with a set of parameters values I'm passing to them, and We can see here for a float I am calling with the parameter values with f. So for the first value is float itself, it will identify the particular function, float function, and it will call the float function, float method correctly, and that's how it will infer the particular type from the particular value which is provided in the method. So the method, while calling the method, we have to specify the parameter and what is the type of the parameter, and if there is like in this case of numeric types, we have to mention their specified symbol like f or d. For double we can also mention. If I don't mention also, here you can see for double I put 2.0, but it will call the double method which is overridden or overloaded. And now let us see the program output for this. Here you can see the output. So these values of overloaded methods are getting invoked, and you can see how the int multiply method is getting called, float the double multiply method is getting called, and float multiply method is getting called. So this is our this lecture we have discussed about how to do overloading in Java. So we seen some two programs based on overloading, in which we had overloaded and created our own functions, methods to overload the particular functionality. Here we had first program we had used a print method to overload the print functionality, and in this program we are used the multiply function to overload the multiplication functionality. So this is one of the core pillars of object oriented programming, which is the polymorphism, the ability to take a method and or object to take different forms, so having different meaning but the same name we will use. So this is important to learn. Thank you for watching the series. Please continue watching the series. I'll come back with another lecture.